Counting.
There
Hello.
you go.
Welcome along. It is PJ and Jim's after show. Another episode. By the way, if you're watching this on Facebook or on our YouTube channel, you can check. The picture's very good. I think we found a new system. We have our little hashtag classic hits thing positioned. PJ positioned it in such a way that, and I'm a fan of it because it actually it eliminates my belly.
It hides nothing from me though. Look, I have to lean into it to get it. Even just
that makes you look like you're sticking your willy into it. Hashtag classic hits.
Hashtag Willy in the hits is what that is all about. If you look
Willy in the hits.
Willy in the hits.
Yeah, no, I'm a fan of this because I'd like to turn around. I'd like to say to people that yes, I have suffered from that famous COVID stone. But to be honest with you, before COVID even started, I was well on my way to getting towards that stone.
Will you stop it? You're an awful man to be hard on yourself. Would you stop? Good looking, strapping man that you are.
He's trying to defer me because he knows where I'm going with this conversation, because we were on the show earlier today, right? And we were doing, I think it was CSI or something. And there was a clue about the Dice Man and appearing on the Late Late Show.
Yeah.
And I asked PJ how many times he'd appeared on the Late Late Show.
Oh, yeah, right?
I
don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
It's so many that you've been, like, you think double figures maybe.
I would be, I'd say that it would have to be. Over the last 15 years, it would have.
That's amazing. There's bands out there and writers and all sorts of people who have probably tried endlessly, pleaded with people to try and get on the Late Late Show.
I was on it every year.
It's like sort of like, I have to do this bloody Late Late Show again.
Well, not really. I was never like that. I was always happy to be on. I was on it every year for about 14 years. So.
Every year.
Yeah, I'd say so. Since the first, Naked Cam, maybe the first one. I think the first actual TV when I wasn't the Late Late Show. I think that was a Tuberty Tonight. But it was every year after that. And that was, so it's at least 13 times on the Late Late Show.
I wonder who else had been on it on that. I don't know if there'd be many that had been on it.
It's the RTE canteen, man. It's the musical chairs. I'm the super sub. Basically, Mel Gibson phones in sick there. Get your man in. Get him in. He's down the road. He'll come in on the bike.
That's amazing.
Yes, it must be at least that.
They used to say that about, what was the name of that actor? He was in The Odd Couple, the television version.
I don't know.
He was actually known as that guy.
Which fella?
I'm not saying you are that guy.
He was on the Late Late Show with Pat Kenny.
He was this guy who literally, when a guest let them down, he was their go-to guy.
Oh, right,
on the Tonight Show or something like that.
Yeah.
I forget what his name was. Famous guy. You'd know his face. But anyway, now that obviously wasn't you were a proper big celebrity.
Well,
and they were getting you in.
You stop getting out of it. No, and I didn't do it the last couple of times I was asked, because the Late Late Show, there's a lot of flack attached to it sometimes. So it's actually sort of easy.
Flack?
Because, no matter who you are, you go on the Late Late Show and you get called a fucking bastard on social media for a whole night. So you start going, I don't really need it. No matter who you are. Like, I've never followed the Late Late Show hashtag on Twitter or anything. So everybody just sits there. Everybody on Twitter. Twitter's full of maniacs. Everyone on Twitter's insane, right?
Scary place.
So if you follow the Late Late Show hashtag, no matter who goes on, they just pull them to pieces. It's like plucking a chicken every Friday. Whereas you don't really get that way in the other shows. So last time I went on and did the Ray Darcy show, because it was like, it's grand. Like, no, you don't get the same heat. Whatever it is about the Late Late Show, it brings out the loonies.
No matter what, even if you're only on there just having a bit of crack about whatever, or promoting your show or your book or whatever, somebody will tear you asunder.
Before you've even come out. This cunt again. They're really sweeping the shit off the floor today. Look at this, what a fucking bastard. Wait till you hear the noise coming out of his shitty head. Oh my God, look at him. He's wearing socks. What sort of a fucking shit the fucker wears socks on the Late Late Show? You big shitty mouth bastard. It just goes on and on. You get like millions of them.
And then you have to go home and go, Ma, will you stop saying that stuff?
Seriously, I'm so sorry. I'm going to cancel your account. Give me a password.
That is shocking.
But it does happen. No matter what you do, you get slated on social media. That's just the way it is. No matter what you do, you get slated. You can't go to the spa with someone saying you sausage munching fuck face. You can't do it. But that's all right. It's grand. It's grand. So like, if I get asked to do it again, I'll do it. But it was, I think, it was because it was Madhouse. That's why.
Right. Yeah.
So Madhouse is mental health and all.
Yeah.
I was there. Maybe when they late asked for that, I was there. Do you know something? The last thing I need with this particular, like, if it's just calling me a shit to bed fuck mouth, that's grand. I don't care. But if, when they start saying, oh, he's mocking mental health, like, people are deliberately not
getting
going
the wrong
to,
end.
they're going to pretend,
they're
deliberately going to pretend they don't know what this is about, just so they can call me a fuck to bed. Right, Grant. So it's like, Ray Darcy then said they'd have me on instead, so he said, this time I'll do Ray Darcy, But if it's got back to the stand-up, you'd be like, whoever asks you first, you just sort of go, Grant, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, because is that rivalry still there? See, television has changed so much.
Telly's changed a
lot. But there used to be a thing that, because I remember from being in the music game, if you were, if you had an artist coming over, like so when we were in the record companies, if you had an international artist coming over or whatever, and you'd be there, you'd be placing them on shows and doing PR and stuff for them. And the thing about it is, like, if you know what I mean, you'd hold out for the biggest one was always the late. Yeah. Right. But if the late.
You always try and get the late first. If you've got if you're doing
and if they say yes, I'm taking it. Then
you're not allowed to do
that's it.
You're not allowed to do anything else.
Everything else, you might do pre-records or whatever that'll go out after the late or whatever, but nothing ever.
No.
And they get really snotty.
Well, they'll drop
it. And there was also, it used to be a thing as well when it was like, so it was Kenny Live back in the day.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember
and the
that.
Late. And the thing was that, say, if you gave something to Kenny Live, right?
Yeah.
Then late would be very sort of...
Oh, yeah, they'd be
like you were a sneak-off.
Yeah.
Like you're a sneak off.
Oh, yeah.
And if you ever went back with another artist, be like,
well, I think we'll have to have a chat a little.
Pat wasn't interested, was he?
Yeah, wasn't on the rail, no. Yeah.
It was mad.
I know,
it was real rivalry.
And it is still like that, I guess. Yes, it is that like that to a point. But I suppose there's so many more platforms now that they can't really, I suppose, afford to be as much like that. So if you do that, if you say I'm doing
it, could you appear on certain YouTube channels or certain podcasts and get 10 times the audience that some of those television shows get.
Yeah, there's a bit of that, but they still ask you if you're going to do the late, please don't do anything else until you do the late, and you go, grand. But they never, like, the next time...
Which is a bit awkward for you working here.
They do, this is different.
PJ ringing in and going, listen, I won't be at work next week. Oh, are you all right? Everything okay? Yeah. Just I'm doing the late on Friday night, and they don't want me to do anything else before then, so I'm literally not getting out of bed. I don't think that's what they mean. No, well, I don't want to take any chances.
Yeah, well,
I'm literally staying in bed for the entire week until the late is over.
Well, it was nearly like that with young offenders. Because young offenders, your man that was doing the press, he was obviously like, you can't say, we're doing this thing, the late are having the lads on, and don't be taking when the release date and all. It's like, but I know it. I'm at my own show.
Yes, and literally, I am the media.
And I was like, I know this might sound bizarre to you, but I actually have a preference to releasing the information first on my own show. If you know what I mean, rather than waiting for you to tell.
That's mad. So there you are, star of one of these shows,
and you have to keep it a secret. You're like, I can't fucking believe this. I can't believe I have to keep my own secret while somebody else says it on a different show. So basically, we just did it ourselves anyway. We just like, no, look, whatever happens in this show is our business. So we just didn't do it. We didn't hide the secret.
That's funny, man.
It's such a weird world. It's a little maze of a world where everybody's starting to like try and, I suppose, like years ago, if you had, everybody was like, when the late was getting the big celebrities, when but they don't. It's much harder to get them now because we get British telly.
Yeah.
So Brit celebrities, like the big famous sort of Hollywood stars, I know if I go to England, it's going to be broadcast. So now,
do you know what the biggest one of all of it is one of our own? It's the Graham Norton thing. The impact he's had. I mean, like. I was a huge Parkinson fan, right? He was an idol for me, right? And he was like, he'll always be the greatest in my head or whatever, and all that sort of stuff. And his shows were incredible,
brilliant,
right?
Yeah.
There'd be always, great guests and all that sort of stuff. But you have to say, when have you ever seen lineups like Graham Norton rolls out?
It's unreal, isn't it? It's unbelievable.
I mean, it's literally just...
I know. You're right for one day to go.
It's very rare there's ever a dud.
Like, it's Tom Cruise, Samuel L. Jackson, and fucking Jesus. And you're like, how did they
get... And Jesus is playing support.
And Jesus is like, I'm so happy to meet these two lads, I've been a big fan. And they're like, how did you get these people?
It's incredible.
You're getting celebrities who are actually dead are coming onto the show just for one last round. Because Graham asked them.
Because they missed it. Yeah, no, this wasn't around when I was alive. I thought I'd come back and give it a go.
No, I did the late and I was around, and now I kind of, I just thought I always missed out, so I came back to do this. They go, but you're only in the audience. I know. I just wanted to be here. just one time.
I've never seen lineups like it.
It's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it?
And as you say, then that sort of takes the edge off. Like if you go, there was a time, say in an Irish television show, there'd be like whatever, there'd be one huge or their version of a huge guest. That'd be the star, the last guest, whoever was going to be on or whatever. And as you say, my God, imagine if it was a Hollywood film actor or something or whatever, huge thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And then other people would be just, you know, I don't know, there'd be a nun on talking about a thing that was going on somewhere or whatever, I don't know.
That's what I used to love about Gay Byrne, though. He could make all of that all right. It was unreal. You know, like, you'd have someone to be on and that was the day that I lost my head in an accident. And as you can see, I have to hold it under my arm tonight. And is this uncomfortable now, carrying the head around? It is, yes. It was very comfortable. Going to the toilet now is a problem, and I have a trolley that I put the head on. And you're like, very serious stuff. And then, you know, I take Gay Byrne to go, okay, right, so let's say anyone in the audience wants to say anything, and a woman has just stand up and go, here's to my family and Gertie and at home and me old fella doing the buzzer and he's listening on the phone. Remember all of that?
Absolutely.
These weird poems.
They get to sing their like birthday wishes to somebody or whatever.
And then, like,
mad shit.
And then Gay Byrne go, what? Brilliant, great stuff. Here's Lenny Henry. We're like, how the what? Oh, what the fuck is going on? This is unbelievable.
Can you imagine what it must have been like for the likes of a Lenny Henry or a Billy Connolly or whatever?
Watching that,
they're standing in the side waiting to hear their name, and then you hear somebody going, well, here's to the crowd from Ballymaloon.
Then the marmalade makers, I'm up on the crow, and all of the, you know, what's the, and your man coming off with the head under his arm, tough crowd tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Lenny Henry must have been, what the hell is this shit? I've never seen anything like this.
Oh,
like,
man.
are you sure there's supposed to be comedy on this show? Yeah, don't worry, Lenny. You go for it.
The legend of Gay Byrne would just make it seem like it was perfectly normal.
Made it come in like you're in his house.
Every show should have that.
Oh, yeah, just made it like you were in his house, like you were sitting in his gaff. That's what it was. It was like you tuned in every Friday to see who was coming around for a tea. Oh, it was amazing to watch. Like, you just didn't know what was going to happen. You just didn't know what was going to happen.
When obviously the peak of the Late Late Show stuff, I'd say naked camera when it was huge, right?
Yeah.
What's the best ever perk you ever remember from celebrity, in inverted commas?
I never do anything.
For a man you've resisted everything that goes with celebrity for so long. It's literally, all these people would like to see it. Oh, tell them to fuck off.
I'm not going out. I'm on watch. I have a box set though.
Yeah, look, these people have offered you a show in the UK. No, fuck that. I'm not going
that shite. No, not into that.
You've literally done everything to try and look, all these, it's the trappings of fame, PJ. It's all laid out for you here. I tell you what, I'm going to have a cup of tea and a Jaffa cake.
Yeah, but it's a lot of work though, isn't it? You know what I mean? You know, I don't mind doing the work, but I want to go home at the end of the day.
Was there ever anything that you thought, jeez, that's all right, this, isn't it? God, this has turned out well, hasn't it?
Yeah, this bit, this is the best bit. Like, it was fucking mental amounts of work for years. First of all, there was the shit part of doing stand-up when you've no real interest in it. You know, for fucking years, you're stand-up telling jokes, you're like, I hope they like them, because I don't. And then you're like, you know, there's the clubs, and you're driving all around the country for years and years and years and years, and 10 years later going, this isn't going to work, and then suddenly it works. Yeah. And you go, oh, right, now I have to work fucking harder, do I? Grand. And then people saying, oh, do you want to go to England? No, fuck England now. I've no interest in that. And you know, 5 years later, you're 15 years in, and people go, oh, there's a career there for you now. Channel 4 ringing you, you're like, oh, fuck off now, leave me alone.
Oh, these people expecting you to break places.
Yeah,
I'd say if you play your cards right, you could break the UK.
And you're like, yeah, fuck off. It's 15 years trying to break Leinster. And now you're telling me to go to the UK. I couldn't give a shit. I've nothing to say to the Brits. I've nothing to say. I don't want to be doing that. And travelling around, staying in hotels and all. And doing gigs in Norwich on a Monday night. Fucking no, I'm not doing it. No interest in it. And then people say, well, there's an audition for a movie in Italy. Yeah, Italy can go suck me arse as well. I'm not doing it. I want to go home. I can go to Mullingar and tonight and do a show for an hour. I'll be home by midnight. It's a theatre show. I'll literally be home by, the show will be over at 10:30. I'll be home in my bed at midnight, and you're there going, you should go to Italy to do it.
For the chance of having a job.
Yeah, go piss off, will you? And then if you get it, you have to stay there for 7 months or something. No, I'm not doing it. No.
Oh my God.
Doing it. No. It's much better.
When you were doing stand-up, did you ever run around and say to the audience, geez, I hate doing this shit?
All the time.
I don't know what you're doing here.
I don't know what any of us are doing. This is a mad way to make a living, yeah. And it was mental. And then even when I started here, I was still touring and doing this, and I was nearly dead. And now, this is the good bit. This is the best crack I've ever had. I love this job. You come in here, you sit down, I watch you working for the change. It's brilliant. You talk a load of shit, and then I'm 5 minutes from me gaff. Like, it doesn't get better than this.
That's
really.
amazing.
I loved it. This is definitely this last 6 years next month has definitely been the highlight. You can sell out all the Vicar Streets you want, but like there's an awful lot of hassle involved in it.
That's
a
amazing.
lot of hassle.
I'd love to see you in one of those round tables with all these people who set out to be famous. People who actually their sole purpose in life was to be famous.
Oh yeah, or to be see themselves as artists.
Those people
who
are like, I mean, literally, it's just. They'd sell their granny to be at the top. And they get paranoid about somebody else being successful and all that. And you there going, fuck that, no, Jesus Christ. Where did you have to go? Really?
Yeah.
How far is that? You didn't get home that night? You wouldn't catch me doing that.
It was great when you turn up to do the big festivals with the Americans, and they're all like, I got you. And they have all these things always be closing, got to be the closing act, because people confuse with the headline. And they'll be going, so I was thinking on closing tonight, and they're going, great, yeah, I'll be home at 7, so I'll go first, definitely. I will open for everybody here. And then if you went on and you blew, you did a good gig, you were there going, now you fucking Egypt, you're gonna die in a hole out there now. Going out asking them if they know, hey, what part of the UK is this? Yeah, come on, knock yourself out, you fucking half-wit. Sorry you fucking said you wanted to close now. You'll be home.
Oh my God. It's the maddest attitude to fame ever.
But I suppose he never wanted to be famous. He just wanted to do something like, shit at everything. So I was shit in school, I was shit at sport. I was shit at everything. So for me, I just wanted to be good at something.
And what was the Jason thing? Did Jason keep telling you?
Kept telling me,
Kept saying you have to do stand-up, you have to do comedy.
You have to. You kept booking me to do gigs and all.
Even when I didn't want to. Go, no, I'm not going.
I was on a bus going into town one of the days, and I saw my name
Match of the Day.
Yeah, I was on a bus going into town, and I saw my name on a poster one day, and I says, I can't believe he's after doing it again. Oh, Jesus Christ. So I did that one, and then he stopped. But then I suppose it was a bit of crack at the early days, because there was no stand-ups. So you go into town back then on a Wednesday, and like,
And were you still doing it? You were doing it. Was your approach then, it'll be a hobby and a few extra bob for a few pints at the weekend?
You go into on a Wednesday night to the International, and you go in and you'd say, can I go on first? I want to try some new stuff.
Yeah.
And they'd let you on first, and you do all the old stuff. But they give you 30 quid, and you're like, 30 quid, man. I was on for 5 minutes, or I was on for like 10 minutes or something. So I was there. That's the crack. There you go. That's what I'm going to do.
30 quid.
Yeah. And you were there. I got 30. I came into town. They paid me to get off the bus.
You were asking.
I've been in town an hour, and I've got 30 quid. And I'm going to drink it now. I'll go home.
You were asking to go on first.
Yeah.
Just so you could go home again.
Yeah, so I could go home,
They went for the whole sort of, try new material, yeah. But in actual fact, you just wanted to be out there by 7:30.
I'm not sure. The nights that I would be, like, there was nights there I would book myself in, like, the week before or whatever, and then I'd realise, that's fucking Champions League night, and I would be sick all day, because I was going to miss the game. You were like, you'd be sick. Fuck it, go in and get your few quid, you'll be alright, whatever. You can watch most of it in the bar downstairs anyway. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But it was a lot of work.
It's hilarious. You're the only man who seems to have done everything in his power to avoid success.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see the DVD sales are going well, PJ. Oh, fucking hell, now that'll be more PR, and they'll be asking me on shows and everything. Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, that was the best thing about the DVD, was you do one gig and you sell it like loads of times. They were great times. When people bought DVDs, people used to buy DVDs because they didn't know what else to buy people.
Oh, yeah, DVDs were one of the great presents.
They were the best things ever. I'll never forget. I remember getting a great book, because I was the first comedian signed by Universal in Ireland.
Wow.
And I remember being in the queue in HMV.
Yeah.
Because they all came out for Christmas. Yeah. And I was in the queue in HMV, and there was a woman in front of me, and she had Des Bishop's DVD and Jason Bourne's on my DVD in her hand.
Yeah.
And I was there, jeez, that's gas. Great, got a bit of a kick out of it. And then a woman came over and she says, they do have the Neil Delamere one. She goes, oh, great. And she handed her mine and says, put that one back in the shelf again. And I was standing right behind her. You got 3 for 20 quid or whatever it was back then.
I'll tell you what that is, PJ. Yeah. That's the closer. We're going to finish now. That's a close. Finish on a high. Yeah, leave him one or more.
Yeah, I remember saying that to Neil Delamere, and he was just doing the sums in his head about how much he made off that sale.
Right, get out of here. Let's
get out of here. We've worked too hard today. I'm not into this. To hell with this.
Shit. If you keep this up, we'll be successful. Knock that in the head.
Hey, stop it. I'm leaving.